Alright, today we're having a look at Cardboard World by Corey66. Alright, so here we are in Cardboard World by Corey66, and the title page says that this was a small level made as kind of a comeback to the community. I don't know where Corey may have been, but welcome back. I dig that kind of energy. And as anybody who follows me I just died there. Anybody who follows me knows I am a pretty big fan of cardboard levels. I love cardboard as a material for building, so this seemed right up my alley. It seems like fairly simple platforming, and I honestly kind of appreciate that. Don't really appreciate that the checkpoint didn't turn on. I've discussed that many times in the past, so I'm not going to belabor it here, but I will belabor it later in the analysis section, the takeaway. But I'm enjoying it so far. I like that it is, for the most part, like it's just a platform environment. It's not really going out of its way to build up a more diegetic environment, and I know that sounds like a bit of a backhanded compliment, but it's really not, because I do appreciate these kind of levels. Oh my gosh, like we're already done. I do appreciate these kind of levels where it is like just a straightforward environment, provided that environment looks relatively nice, and I think that it does here. Okay, do you think did we need the switch then? Like, because we could just jump. We just did the thing where we just jumped, and like you would think like maybe there would be a hazard down there, where if you drop down into it to get onto the platform, like there would be some poison gas, and then so you had to raise the platform. I mean, it's not like bad. It's not like, oh my god, what has been done here? But it does seem like a bit of a choice. It does seem like a bit of a choice. This was a lot smaller than I was particularly expecting, but you know what? That's perfectly fine. We're here for these shorter levels sometimes. I've got a lot of things going on right now, so to have something that I can just kind of get done, you know what? I really appreciate that. Corey66. We're going to talk about this back at the hub, but yeah, we'll talk about this back at the hub. See you there. See yas. And we're back, and Cardboard World by Corey66, and it's a yellow square, but it's a very short bite. The level it's very tiny. It's like the smallest piece of cake. It's good cake. Like I liked it, honestly. I mean, I think I said a lot of what I felt in the first impressions, but I thought it was pretty neat. There were some cool ideas on display there. I thought the presentation was nice, but like, it is exceedingly tiny. It's very, very small. Cardboard World. I beat it in, I think, a minute and a half. I'd have to check my B-side recordings, my B-roll recordings, but I think it was about a minute and a half. I was able to beat it, and sometimes you want a really short experience, and it's not the fault of Corey66 that sometimes the servers take like a minute and a half to load a level, but I would have liked to have just a little bit more meat on the bones, and I think that it could be polished up too. A stronger yellow square at the very least. I don't know if a green circle is in order there, but like I said, I think the material choices, as I mentioned in the first impressions, I thought the material choices were really nice. I was kind of surprised because I tend to avoid that particular type of cardboard, because I found when I used it, and I tend to use materials in pretty big slabs, so I found when I was using it, I didn't really super like the textures in a large scope. But I think like in the kind of thin platforms we see in this level, and they actually do look pretty cool. I didn't really have any issue with that. I like the playroom environment is kind of cute. You got a couple of like not really mechanically stuff, but you know, you got like little crane arms that you're grabbing on and then you're swinging down with, and I thought those are cute. I thought they were nice. One small bit. It not a big deal because the level is so small, but there's a checkpoint about midway through the level that's like, it's really too high up to kind of hit with your natural momentum moving through that section, so it's really easy to just like run underneath. And then in the upcoming section, it is possible to get yourself killed there, and that would send you back to the beginning of the level, but you know, it's like, it sends you back like, what, 40 seconds? So that's not like really a big deal, but definitely, if you got your checkpoints, set your checkpoints down so that they're gonna be relatively within the path of where the player is going to be heading, and if not, then have them triggered in some other way by something that they will hit. Especially if you've got a level like this one where you're kind of encouraging the player to run through the level relatively quickly. There's not like too much more to say about Cardboard World 1 aside from the fact that it was fun. There's some score chains that you can pick up in it. You can't actually do a continuous score chain throughout the level, just because there's not enough like bubbles, and there's some of them are set a little bit weird where there's like a bit of enough of a gap where you're gonna lose your bonus going from one set to the next. But I was able to get 8,000 points, which is like 2,000 points more than my best playthrough previously, so that was kind of neat. You can get it going up there. Now, because the level was so short, and I did decide to take a look at Cardboard World 2, also by Corey66, obviously, of course, as a follow-up to the series here, and there's definitely more going on with Cardboard World 2. You've got like a relatively extended swimming section that's going on in there. You've got some floaty fluid bits that are going on in there. I thought the swimming section was kind of nice. I thought it was relatively cute. A few more motorized bits like we saw in Cardboard World 1. You do have a couple of issues with Cardboard World 2, one of which is that there are no point bubbles in the level at all, and that's not a problem. We've talked relatively recently about levels with like low or no point bubbles in them. I don't really think that like thematically it would be a problem to have them here, but maybe Corey66 just didn't want to deal with the the issues of kind of setting up these point bubbles so that they would score chain well. I can totally dig that, but I did notice their absence. It was a bit sad because I always like to see the score bubbles. So that's like one small thing. Another small thing, it's easy to throw yourself out of the level, like out of bounds. The first section you could do it in is the sardine can at the beginning, and you can jump, and it'll land you like behind the layer where you're expected to be going. That'll put you in the water, but interestingly, it'll put you in the water in a layer where it's like you'll be able to travel in front of most of the level. It's really hard to get back in layer, unfortunately. You've got to swim to the expected water section. There is a light there that you can grab that will pull you back into the layer you're supposed to be in, and will let you like continue on with the level, but you could conceivably skip like half the level doing that. You can also like drop off of some cardboard near the last shaft, the kind of the slope that's going down to the scoreboard. If you get that, this is the other kind of bigger issue. So when you get to that section and you've got all these like round cardboard bits that are going to be falling down and like chasing you, so to speak, the issue there is that those bits are big enough that they can clog the entrance to that slope really, really easily, and then you're kind of boned because you can't get back into the layer after that slope in order to complete the actual level itself, because you jump out of the water and it doesn't immediately move you back in layer. So you kind of soft lock the level there. I can get what Corey66 might have been trying to do there. I think it's kind of cute. It's funny when the shaft gets plugged and you're on the safe side of it. It's also funny when the shaft gets plugged and you're on the unsafe side of it. Another thing about the level that's a positive that I really like, there's a couple of sections where you can see the depth that is actually going on, the number of players that are going on here, and I think it looks really well without, it looks really good without looking overdone. Looking like the layers are just there like for no reason at all. There's definitely like gameplay purpose to it, and it's just like it's a cool look. There's a layer launcher that'll send you back there, but before you hit the layer launcher and you kind of get that view going into the background, and I thought that was really neat. I liked both of these levels an awful lot, actually. I do appreciate just straightforward platforming when it's presented well, because a lot of times it's not, and I do think that it is presented really well here. Doesn't need to always be like a big theme, doesn't really need to always be like a big environment. If you can set up your platforms, if you can set up your game flow, and the momentum through the level well enough that players can have, and I definitely can have, a really good time with them. So, Corey66, I think you did a great job. Welcome back to the community. I realize this is a recent level, that's kind of your return level. I hope to see more from you in the future. Now, as a little bit of administrata, we are coming up to 1 year of the Little Bite Size Archive. We'll be doing episode 365 on November 30th, and I am going to be taking a break from the archive and from reviews for about a month. Because it ended nicely on the 30th, and I was like, well, you know, we could just take all of December off and then come back January 1st, 2024, and, you know, well rested and refreshed, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I'm going to be putting up a video kind of explaining a little bit what's going on. It's nothing serious. I don't want folks to worry, nothing big like that. I still love doing the reviews, I still love doing the archives, and I'm absolutely positively going to be coming back to do them. I just need a little bit of time off to kind of recharge my batteries a bit. So just as a heads up, this will be the last review of 2023. I will have in December a couple of like side, just like really quick behind the scenes stuff, and like how to, like maybe with the train level, a bit of a how to on the train level, just to have something up, but nothing really serious, nothing that's going to require like a lot of research or a lot of digging for me to do. And I think that pretty much does it. Hi, hello. I think that pretty much does it here for us this go about. So from me, Nisco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.